If your car carries a spare wheel, it could be either a space saver or a full-size wheel. Make sure you know which it is, as they will have different limitations. For example, a space saver may not be driven at speeds over 50 miles per hour, as it is only a temporary solution. To fit the spare wheel, remove the following items from your boot. You will need the spare wheel, the wrench, the jack, locking wheel bolt adapter for the alloys, and a cap hook. As you will be jacking up the car, make sure your Volkswagen is on level ground. First, use the small hook to pull off the bolt covers like this. Put them in a safe place so you do not lose them. If you have a hubcap, use a screwdriver as leverage to pull it off. Use the wrench and locking wheel bolt adapter to unlock the locking wheel bolt first if you have alloys. Then loosen the remaining bolts. Push down in an anti-clockwise direction. The bolts can be quite tight, so by pushing down you can put more weight into it, but don't remove them completely yet. Now slip the jack under the car where the jack point is identified, near the wheel arch. This should be marked, but check your handbook if you are unsure. Never place any part of your body under the car whilst raised by the jack, as although secure, there is a risk it could slip out. Wind the handle of the jack until the tyre is an inch or two off the floor. Now use the wrench to remove the bolts completely. Gently remove the damaged wheel off the axle and put to one side. If it's too stiff, leave it and call your roadside assistance provider. Take the spare wheel and fit it onto the axle, making sure the holes line up for the wheel bolts to fit back in. Turn the bolts back on by hand. Check they are the right way round and are finger tight, but do not tighten them completely yet. Lower the jack back until the full weight of the spare tyre is back on the ground. Now use the wrench to tighten the bolts as much as possible. Tighten the locking wheel bolt last and put the bolt covers back on over the bolts by hand. Make sure when you have finished you return all the equipment you have used and your damaged wheel to the boot for safekeeping. It's always worth checking the tightness of the wheel bolts again, just to be sure. Now make sure you have your wheel repaired or replaced as soon as possible.